Hi, I'm Christelle Bernardo. I'm Jenna's cousin, and I moved here when I was 20 years old, 3 years ago. Um, Grew up in the Philippines and studied at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. Graduated this past December, and now I'm working in Chicago. So, my first week here, it was actually really lonely. I was living with my sister. Being far away from like what I'm used to and like my friends from home, it was just really sad. It was something to get used to. I actually thought like my first week there was different. I made some friends and it was really eye-opening, I guess, because I've never experienced something like a big college town with 40,000 students in it before, and I felt like I was in a movie. It was really interesting, like the change in environments and culture. So yeah, it was enjoyable, lonely at first, but got used to it eventually.
My name is Linda Bohan, and I'm Janet's grandmother. I came to America when I was only 22 years old in September 1959 as a graduate student at the University of Chicago, and I have lived here for 57 years. In the Philippines was quite different than living here in America. In the Philippines, I had the support of my family, and both physically and emotionally. I didn't have to worry about where to eat, what to eat, when to do my laundry, shop for food, because everything was done for me. Here, I have to be responsible for everything. Make sure that my time is organized so that I could devote a good portion of my time to my work and my studies and do housework as well.
Hi, my name is Svetlana Saavedra and I'm 46 years old. I moved here when I was 30 and I've been here for 16 years. It's like you have to, after work, you have to cook for yourself, you have to do your laundry, you have to find a daycare for your kids. But everything in the Philippines, you have your, like a stay home babysitter. So it's really hard, just like bringing up like a family, especially with children.
Adjusting. Yeah.
After living at home with maids and drivers my whole life, it was something to get used to. I don't really cook just because people cooked for me before, so that's something that I had to get used to or at least learn somehow. But other chores, I feel like I moved here because I wanted to be independent. I think it was part of growing up and being independent. So it wasn't hard to get used to. It was more so a positive experience, like learning to get used to not having drivers and maids.
Moving here, it's a culture shock. Like sometimes, talking to an American, sometimes they were like not even understanding what your English is. Plus, starting working here is they have to always check your English, correct your English, and English and Filipinos are we're like little sensitive about that.
I think there are two major things that are very different when it comes to the behavior of Filipinos and Americans in the States is um, people are very friendly. I think like when I get in an Uber, people always talk to you, or like when you're in an elevator, people always say hi, how are you, or even at stores. I think people are like really friendly. Because in the Philippines, I don't think, I mean, people are friendly in the Philippines, but they're not as, um, I guess they wouldn't go up to you and say, hi, how are you? Like when you get into a store, like sales clerks wouldn't do that. Um, so I think that's a big difference. But at the same time, um, another behavior that I've noticed is I think here in the States, since everyone is very I guess, socially mixed. Like, there's a lot of different races and cultures, religion. Um, I think people here are very much like more politically correct, and more careful about what they have to say, I guess. In the Philippines, people are very straightforward and honest, and they're not as politically correct just because the same. Everyone's pretty much the same race, same culture, same upbringing, at least in the social circles that you're gonna be put in.
When I arrived in the halls of the University of Chicago, I noticed that everyone was so friendly. Chicago had a very diverse population, and even the humor was different. And the Philippines was not like that at all. We didn't have the cultural diversity, even in a big city as Manila, as compared to a university campus.